Let's give a big round to Tarpan, Damodar Krishna and his mother. What's her name? Hindu.
Some chances we can get some extra. It's not laughing, but then we'll have to extend from here, right? Yeah. We'll be able to extend till there. There's huge ones like this.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you all. So now the kirtan is done. Let's give a big round of applause to all the kirtaniers. So time 4:28. Seems to be the Indradev is getting a little excited. Let's see how it goes. But if rain comes, what we do is first come forward. Those who are outside, if rain comes. So we try maximum our best to cover from rain. Not it is coming inside. So Prabhu, can you change that? So however long you want to start. Thank you.
Haribo, Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatamurandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksurunvalitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhuktale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swakam. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasa Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. On this auspicious occasion, we are very glad to have your association. Thank you for coming. We are going to move things along quickly with regard to the weather, so that we hope Krishna will be pleased and keep the devotees dry. But as you know, when Lord Indra attacked Vrindavan, even though he was so offensive, afterwards Krishna discussed with him, because he was actually pleased that Indra brought the devotees together. So we'll see today if we get brought together. Initiation means beginning, and this is a formal and important step in the spiritual life of every practicing Vaishnava. These two wonderful devotees here for their formal Diksha initiation into Krishna consciousness are known and beloved to you all. And I'd like to speak about them in a moment, but first just something about the process and the importance and the meaning of initiation in Krishna consciousness. Just to be concise, I'd like to read a poem I wrote about this experience I had with Srila Prabhupada in Mayapur in 1975. And I'll explain as we go along. In Mayapur in 75, the hot season had just arrived. As morning coolness faded fast, we listened as you gave the class. Adi Leela 113, Advaita, same as the Supreme. Acharya, one who always shares Chaitanya's movement everywhere. This was 1975. The Chaitanya Charitamrita had just been published, and Srila Prabhupada was reading one verse each day for the morning class. So this was the 13th verse about Advaita Acharya, and he explained the meaning of Acharya, one who knows the philosophy, practices the philosophy, and teaches the philosophy. That person is an Acharya. He then said also that Krishna himself comes, Paritranaya Sadhunam, he quoted this verse. Krishna personally descends to try to teach Krishna consciousness. He then also quoted the verse from the Svetasvatara Upanishad, Yasya Devi Para Bhaktir Yata Devi Tata Garo, that one who has unflinching faith in both the Lord and the spiritual. So then Srila Prabhupada went on, and when you follow cent per cent, you too can teach and represent the past acharyas in our line when you mature in course of time. Then he quoted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Yarideka Tarikaha Krishna Upadesh, Amara Gyai Guru Hoy Tara Edesh. Whomever you meet, wherever you go, just tell them about Krishna. In this way, you become a spiritual master and try to liberate your land. This was his blanket instruction for everybody, for all of his followers. So then Srila Prabhupada began to explain that to be Acharya is not a difficult thing. To be Acharya is not tough. Just follow yours, and soon enough, wherever you live in this world, you'll broadcast Krishna's sacred words. You simply say what Krishna said without concoctions from your head or mimicking like parrots squawk. Assimilate. and then you talk. Our devotees are, I would guess, 10,000 worldwide, more or less. When you become acharya, so he was looking at us, there were about 200 of us in the room, mostly with mismatched socks, and he said, so we have how many acharyas? 10,000? And then 10,000 will become 100,000. And then 100,000, and then 1 million will become 10 million. One million acharyas you'll see. 1 million then will soon expand to 10 million. That's my plan. Acharyas in such quantities assure us of no scarcity. Since many, many are required, you organize and be inspired. Remain sincere, that's all I ask, and make this present birth your last. You are all young, not old like me. I have no opportunity. Aloof from outer circumstance. Not knowing quite what else to do, 200 of us stared at you. So silent was that temple hall, one could have heard a petal fall. As bliss absorbed you, we sat still, but now it's time to do your will. So this was Srila Prabhupada's vision. And one of the few occasions where he went into an ecstatic trance in public. But he envisioned 10,000 acharyas, each finding, training, and initiating 10 disciples, then 100,000, 10 million doing the same. This was his notion that put him in ecstasy so deeply that he just kind of dropped off the plane of consciousness on which the rest of us were living and watching. So just that notion of seeing so many people sharing Krishna consciousness made him so connected with Krishna. So today we are formalizing this initiation into the line of disciplic succession for these two. You know, Srila Prabhupada brought Krishna consciousness millions of yojanas, and then he left fledgling disciples, and we've carried it forward 2 or 3 yards, and now it's about time to turn it over to the next generation. The process reminds me of the pioneers traveling from the east coast of the US, say Pennsylvania, to California. The first pioneers who made that trek expected to lose about 1 out of 3 of their family members on the way. So dangerous was the journey. Only 2 out of 3 would even survive the months-long trek. And then gradually the trails were worn and the systems were established, and it became safer and safer until today you can make the same trip in about 3 hours. So similarly, taking Srila Prabhupada's great gifts and at least keeping it intact, that much my generation has done. But we've also left a lot of things to be desired. And this is one of them. The sense that being part of this disciplic succession is a big, big deal. Well, it is a big, big deal. Sit down. What is really equally or more important is the siksha, or training in the spiritual line of succession that devotees receive. Here today, Alek and Shresta have received so much siksha from the devotees here. Prem Vilas Prabhu and Prem Sindhu Prabhu and Ramtirtha Prabhu and Naveen Krishna Prabhu, as well as all their wives and friends and many, many other senior devotees. In Shresta's case, her siksha gurus were mom and dad, right? Swarup Krishna and Shakti Ratnika, Mataji, wonderful devotees who trained her up until she rebelled and came to Krishna house, awakening of her Krishna consciousness. 6 years she was there in the ashram, or in the community. So my point is that we have many, many Siksha Gurus along the way. Vandeham Shri Gurun. Gurun is plural, it's not singular. So the Siksha Guru who happens to be your Diksha Guru is not the all in all, and all the others are just equally important. And going forward in the future of our movement, I hope that these two things will happen. First of all, we'll recognize that our Siksha and our Diksha Gurus are equally important in our spiritual lives. And secondly, that our responsibility as members of the disciplic succession is to come to this point of giving Diksha also. Sharing the philosophy, preaching, sharing Krishna consciousness with others means that you will interest people and you'll attract people. If you're actually doing it, you'll attract them, they'll be inspired by you. It's not a big deal to give them initiation. So please learn from the mistakes of my generation. I was just speaking with Radhanath Maharaj the other day about this point, and he was saying how, yes, it would be so much better if we have larger numbers of gurus with smaller numbers of disciples. He said, I didn't ask to be in the position I'm in, where people are waiting years and hundreds and thousands of people are waiting for support, but he agreed. Natural progression of a mature spiritual life. And because of all of the misunderstandings, many of us don't tend to think that way, so I hope you can correct that. Because you are young, not old like me. I have no opportunity. So today, Alek and Shresta are taking initiation in the Gaudiya Madhva Brahma Sampradaya. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. This is formalizing what they've already adopted deep in their heart for years. That is, the goal of life is serving Krishna. Srila Prabhupada is our preeminent Siksha Guru who has given us this wonderful process. And this initiation is really a symbol accepting, connecting with Him eternally. So, just a few more words about our initiates. As I said, Shresta is the senior partner, so she's going to be initiated first. Please don't mind. Yes, when she was in Gainesville, Shresta for many years was leading our outreach programs for the University of Florida students. And she was an excellent hostess. She got people chanting japa. She was always bright, entertaining, enthusiastic, uplifting, and really set a high standard for this service. And as soon as she came to Columbus, she resumed the same service with Ohio State University. Our mantra in Gainesville is, "Oh, how I hate Ohio State." Sorry. This football. We felt that a little bit also when Shresta went to Ohio State. But anyway. No, but she continued the same service and has touched the lives of many, many people. So she and I have a long-standing connection, and so when she asked me for this initiation, I was very happy to be of this service. Now, Alek, on the other hand, Alek is a remarkable devotee who has emerged from all of the saintly association here in the Columbus community to be an absolute genius. So we are, I've really enjoyed getting to know him and becoming close with him in the previous few. And he has been an honor and a very faithful preacher of mature spiritual realization that we all deeply appreciate. So it's my honor. So with that, I'd like to invite Shresta, please, if you would kindly offer your respects to Srila Prabhupada, to Shri Gaur Nitai, and Lord Nrsingadev on this auspicious day of Nrsinga Chaturdasi. in. Everybody could come a little closer. It's starting to sprinkle. You can sit over here by the altar also, please. Please come in. So Shresta, what are the 4 regulative principles you are your life?
No intoxication, no gambling,
And how many rounds of japa will you chant each day?
minimum of 16 rounds.
Thank you. Shresta is one of these devotees who already has such a beautiful name. Shresta means the greatest. So the only way I could take that is to give you the name of the greatest devotee. Your new name is Sri Radha Devi Dasa. Alek, you can just pay obeisances here where there's space. Don't need to move. That's all right. Don't move.
She won't rather on his phone. And she got what she wanted.
Very good. Yeah, very good. Well, Alek, on this auspicious occasion, what are the 4 regulative principles you are agreeing to follow for the rest of your life?
I vow to follow no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex.
Good. And how many rounds of japa will you chant each day?
I vow to chant at least 16 rounds of japa every day for the rest of my life.
Very good. Thank you. Alek Modi, your new spiritual name is Alankara Das. Just a word about this name. Alankara means gem, ornament, decoration. So as a jewel-like devotee, I felt it was very appropriate for you. Before I gave him this name, I asked, do you have a sense of humor? He assured me that he did. So if anyone can think to refer to him by a similar name that means false ego, please know that the joke has already been preempted. And now we'll turn the program over to our esteemed Pandit, Srivas Pandit Prabhu, come from Cincinnati to conduct the fire yajna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so somebody should give me the code.
Prabhu. I might questions which I would request you to. Achaman. Here is to purify our mouth, through which we will utter the mantras for the rest of the yajna, and also to purify our consciousness. The Achaman prayers I have not given over here. Everybody can follow.
keep it with you. Please tell me when to throw it.
Hare Krishna. Okay. All right. With your right hand, you would wash your right hand like this. Then your left hand. Then with put this water over here. Sip it. And say Om Keshavaya Namah. Take the next sip, please, and say Om Narayana Namah. Wash your right hand again. Say Om Madhavaya Namah. Okay, and please again wash your right hand. And then now please repeat after me. Om Apavitra Pavitrova Sarvavastam Gatopiva Ya Sa Baya Abhyantara Suchi Namo Suchi Namo Suchi Namo Suchi Namo Vishnu Namo Vishnu Namo Vishnu. So now before they do any surgery, we will do the invocation prayers. All of us can join in with the invocation prayers. There will be we will sing along, and the whole objective is to invoke the blessings and the mercy made clear today. Okay, so you can put this kusha grass under your seats. Thank you. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunakatu Sahaviryan Karavavahi Tejasvinavaditam Shanti Shanti Om Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this rice has been distributed around to next step is essentially we are appealing to the Brahmanas and frankly speaking, in my humble opinion, appealing to everybody, all the congregants over here, to bless this event and make sure that everything goes well. Okay? So there are some elements which I will say and then you would respond back. Okay? Punyaham bhavantu bhuvantu Om Punyaham Om Asya Bhuvantu Swasti no Govindaha Swasti no Achyutananta Swasti no Pakshina Vishveshwaraha Swasti no Rishikesho Harirtadatu Swasti Vainatil Harihi Swasti no Anjana Suto Bhanur Bhagavato Dadhatu Swasti Swasti Sumangala Kesho Mahan Sarveshwareshwaro Tadato Om Tadvishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayah Divida Chakshuratatam Tadviprasho Vipanyavo Jagri Vamsha Samendhate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. Alright, so now we will light the sacred fire. Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Rama Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Alright, we are ready to begin now. Okay. So, this is some of idam namama om idam namama om bhuva swaha idam achitaya idam namama idam anantaya idam namama. So for the rest of this I will And then when we say put it into the fire. Okay? Papitam idam rasacharya Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sahagana Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Sahagana Swaha 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 Idam Guru Garanga Radha Krishna Sarva Vaishnava Tattva Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Kalakanta Dasa Prabhu Iti Namine Swaha 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 Idam Gurave Idam Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Swaha 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 Idam ISKCON Samsthapak Acharya Idam Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Swaha Swaha Idam ISKCON Samsthapak Acharya Idam Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswate Iti Namine Swaha Swaha Idam Param Gurave Idam Namane Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daita Daitaya Kripathaya Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Swaha 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 Idam Param Idam Param Gurave Idam Nama Madhurujala Shri Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Swaha 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 Idam Param Gurave Idam Nama Namaste Gauravani Shri Murte Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasiddhanta Vanta Harine Swaha 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 Idam Param Gurave Idam Nama Namo Gaura किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्रलम्भा रसंबोधे पदम भुजाय ते नमः स्वाहा 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 इदं परंपरा गुरुवे इदं नाम नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपनुग वरायते स्वाहा 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 इदं महागुरवे इदं नामः गौरविर्भाव भूमिस् त्वं निर्देष्ट सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णव सर्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः स्वाहा 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 इदं परमेष्टि गुरवे इदं नाम वंश कल्प तरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः स्वाहा 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 इदं सर्व वैष्णवेभ्यो इदं नमः नमो महावादान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतुषे नमः स्वाहा 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 इदं गौराय इदं नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्त रूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्य नमामि भक्त शक्तिकं स्वाहा 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 इदं पंचतत्वाय इदं नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता नमस्तुते स्वाहा 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 इदं कृष्णाय इदं नमः जयतं सुरतौ अंगोर मम मंदामते गति मत सर्वस्व पदम भोजाओ राधा मदन मोहना स्वाहा 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 इदं संबंध अधिदेव मदन मनोह मोहनाय इदं नमः दिव्या वृंदारण्य कल्प द्रुमदः श्रीमद रत्नाकर सिंहासन श्रीमद राधा श्रील गोविंद देव सेव्य मानव स्मरणी स्वाहा 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 इदं अभिदेव गोविंदाय इदं नमः श्रीमान रसारंभी वंशी वत ततस्थित कार्ष्ण वेणुस्वनैर गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तुन स्वाहा 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 इदं प्रयोजनादिदेव गोपीनाथाय इदं नमः तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदा वनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये स्वाहा 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 इदं राधिकाय इदं नाम श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर आदि गौर भक्तवृंद स्वाहा 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 इदं पंचतत्वाय इदं नामः हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे स्वाहा 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 इदं राधा कृष्णाभ्याम् इदं नामः ओम भूस्वाहा इदं विष्णुवे इदं नमः ओम भुवस्वाहा इदं अच्युताय इदं नमः ओम स्वस्वाहा इदं नारायणाय इदं नमः ओम भुव स्वाहा इदं अनंताय इदं नमः. So now we'll do Purnahuti. So you can fold the banana leaf in its entirety. When we conclude, and I will say, with your right hand, we will put this over there. Okay. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Purnam Adaha Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. So that concludes the yajna portion. So what I would request everybody is we could do about 5-6 minutes of kirtan, and during that time I will pay my obeisances and I'll have some prayers with you.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Before we begin kirtan, we'd just like to recognize a few of the wonderful devotees who've come here today to bless the ceremony. From Florida, Gadadhar Prabhu and Victoria. From New York, Patsirani and Rupachandra Prabhu. Again, so many wonderful devotees here in Columbus, and we're just very glad to be with you today. I especially want to recognize Prakash and Anita Alankar Prabhu's parents, who have been also giving their blessings for their son to take this big step in his life. So please.
Haribo!
Before we do the kirtan,
before we do the kirtan, it would be good to get your night piece changed. That would be a great opportunity to do that.
త్వరగా
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare इंद्रधनुष का आशीर्वाद मिल रहा हरे कृष्ण
Krishna devotees. The rain is gonna pour now. It's best interest we all go inside. Let's continue kirtan inside and we'll have prachadam and other announcements.
Congratulations, Shraddha.